Hello, this is Dan the Furniture Repairman. This is part 2 of the swollen cabinet door. We're touching up the color and varnish right now. And what I'm using is Mohawk powders. I'm using a purple color. I think that's called dark mahogany or something like that. And then I just have a little denatured in that cup right there. And what I'm doing is just kind of mixing the purple in. Now I'm going to use the black later, and I'm going to layer my color on. Now, because the wood is raw, we're basically staining the wood, which wasn't done originally. What was done originally was a colored varnish that was put on there, and that's the way they got this result. I'm going to go onto the wood because it's going to kind of, I think, give me the better result and speed things up a little bit for me. And you could see as I have more and more of the color on my brush, it gets darker, and it will be darker over the areas that aren't sanded down to raw wood. And we're going to kind of just work with all that and make sure it comes out correctly. Now, purple's going to be my base right here, and I'm going to kind of put it on hot and cold, which means there are going to be light areas and dark areas, because there's light areas and dark areas of the door itself. I don't want to paint this all one color. Now, as I put it on, the color it's going to be when the clear coat gets put on it is the color it's going to be when it's wet. So as it dries, it's going to get that chalky appearance to it. That's not going to be the final color. The final color is going to be the color it is when it's wet. And I'm kind of looking at this and I'm like, I feel like I'm in a good spot to match the color that's on the door. So little trial and error. If you're doing this on your own, you may have to mix some colors. But look at it when it's wet and make sure that's matching up for what you're trying to do. And what I like to do is start with lighter colors and add darker colors as I go. And you can see I'm turning that fan brush on its side and kind of cutting in those areas of raw wood that got sanded down. I don't want to color the whole area, just add some color into the raw wood area and kind of blend that back in with everything else. So, take your time, steady hand, add little bits at a time, and you got to let the denatured evaporate away. And then you can come back and add another coat to it if you like. Or what you can do sometimes is just take your brush with denatured on it. Now I've got all my color on. This is just a rag with denatured on it, and I'm dragging it across my work. And what I'm doing is kind of evening it out. So I'm going to take some of my powder off, which kind of slows me down. But I know I'm going to end up with a much more even result right there. So now I'm adding my black in. And what I like to do is start with my black on one side and push it into the colors. Whenever I'm mixing two colors, I start out with two amounts. Now this area is going to be a little bit difficult, so I'm going to add a little bit of color onto that. And I'm kind of skipping, and I call this skip brushing, where I'm not brushing everything. I'm just kind of hitting certain areas because I want an organic feel to this. And I'm going to wipe it again with a cloth, but if there's black in one area and not in another area and I wipe it with a cloth, it's going to give me a color streak, which is like what's on the cabinet door and the rest of it. So you don't want to paint this because then you're going to end up with just a painted corner of the door. And I'm coming right here on my edge, and I'm hot with color in some spots and I'm light in the other, and I'm okay with that. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't want this to be all one solid color. I want it to be kind of spots where it looks lighter, spots where it looks darker. It gives you a more organic look. It looks like, what we're trying to do and match it into the door. Now, these are just two colors and I'm combining them. You can use one color and then put your clear coat down and then go to a second. And now I'm jumping ahead, and this is it, like more of a finished spot. And I'm just kind of taking a little bit and dragging my brush with color across the whole thing with a little bit of a thinner amount of color on there, and looking where I'm missing, and I'm going to kind of add to where I feel like I either need to darken it or if I'm missing completely on color, and just pull it all the way through and down. Not too hard to do. And again, we're jumping ahead again and just going to mix up some more of my color base there. So I'm going to start with my purple as my base right there, and get a little denatured on there, and I'm going to put a little black over here on the side. And what I'm going to do is take my black and push it over to my purple, and that's kind of the way I like to mix things up. I like to push it over from the edge and mix it, and then I'm going to come back And the color it is wet with the denatured is looking good to me with the rest of the door. It's a little bit more shiny than the door, but that's because we don't have any varnish or anything like that on there. So I'm just kind of working it all the way through like this, and we're starting to cover up everything that we have there. Now I'm taking my rag again, and I'm kind of just brushing down and through. And where it's wet, it looks like it blends in pretty well to me. We don't have our color all the way there, but we are a good ways to getting to where we want to be. Once the denature dries, I'm going to use this as a waterborne lacquer, water-based lacquer from Mohawk. It's a great product. So it is a lacquer, and if I use the powders with denatured alcohol, it's going to be compatible, it's going to absorb them, and it's going to blend it right in. So that'll work. But you want to use denatured alcohol with the powders if you're doing this technique. You don't want to use shellac or sealer or any of those other things. So I'm going to come across and just start adding it in. Now the powders are going to absorb some of the varnish and really soak it in. So that area is going to have to be sprayed more. Now I'm going to spray the whole door. Now water base, typically I tend to flood a piece with water base. And that's what tends to give me the best look when I'm done. It dries very slow, so you tend to have time. And now when I'm coming back is hashtagging my way, going the opposite direction, and really adding it on there. Now, as you go across the whole thing, you don't have to rush too much because it does dry so slow. Because it dries slow, it tends to get dust nibs and things like that. So sometimes like a little Scotch-Brite or something like that, very fine Scotch-Brite, you can wipe it down with and knock your dust nibs down. So here we go. We're all the way finishing up our first coat of varnish on here. And it has that blue tinge like the door has, so it's going to blend in very nice. It's going to look like the other cabinet doors in the kitchen. And this is it wet. And most of that blue is going to bake out of there and go away. And our color is further along. We have a ways to go. But right now we're in good shape. I'm going to let it dry. This coat I let dry overnight because what I'm doing now is I'm going to come back with a toner. Now, here's something funny. I'm going to spray the toner in this cup because I'm going to shoot it out of my gun. But you can shoot it out of the rattle can. It will work. The thing is, this is a nitrocellulose toner. This is lacquer. And you can't spray lacquer on a water-based finish. But we have water-based lacquer that was on there. The water base evaporates away, and then what's left is a lacquer finish on there. So we can lightly dust some toner on there. We can't get too wet with it because the toner is going to be aggressive and eat into the finish, and it'll eat through our finish into the finish underneath it. And we don't want that. So it's going to have to be like a dry spray or a powder coat. If you're spraying it out of a rattle can, you really have to just kind of fog it on and let it settle on there and kind of wait till it dries and do another coat. Now, I want to edge this. So what I'm doing is I'm just tearing a paper towel like this, and I'm going to use that to edge where my toner goes so that I don't end up with a sharp line or a spray line, or I don't want to put tape down because that's going to be a straight line, and that's going to be an obvious repair. So this is a very good technique for kind of letting the toner have some jaggedness to it, which makes it blend into the piece. And you can see I'm moving the paper towel around, so I'm kind of getting it in some spots and other. Because I'm spraying it so dry, I can move the paper towel onto the area that I worked on, and it won't stick to it because it's spraying basically as powder once it hits there. So I have very high pressure there, and you can see I just got a cheapy Harbor Freight gun there, nothing too fancy. And now I'm going to sand it again, and I want to sand my toner coat down so I kind of level it out. And what I usually do is leave the dust on a little bit and just wipe it with a rag just like this. And I take a look and I'm feeling it with my hands, make sure it's kind of smooth. If it's a little bit rough, I'm going to sand it a little bit more so it's smooth, because I'm spraying a water base on here, and the water base is not going to knock the roughness down like a lacquer coat will. So I'm coming back again, same product. It's a waterborne lacquer. You can see it right there in the corner. And I'm going to come back and just do a light coat just like this. And hopefully I get a good blend in there. Sometimes I'll have to go 2 toner coats, something like that. But we're going to see how this one works out. And now I'm going to hashtag my way back and forth and just kind of spray my whole door. And you can see I'm pretty close with that water base rattle can. That I'm not fogging on. That I'm really spraying it on and I'm letting it build. So water-based finishes, I found you almost have to flood them to get a good even look to them. If they're dry and wet in areas, you're going to get a little bit of a difference. And this is what I'm looking at right here. And this is the door. It's dry. And what I did after that is one more coat of clear on there. I sanded it, went with another coat of clear, kind of took care of that shiny area at the bottom there. And then what I end up with is my final look right here. So the door on the right is the one we repaired. You can still kind of see a hint of that repair down on the bottom right, but for all purposes, this door is repaired. This is Dan, the Furniture Repairman. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all have a good day.